Hi dear anxious soul, in this video I'm going to offer you 5 ways to heal from anxiety and to heal from anxiety naturally. Well, how can you heal from anxiety naturally? Through the power of your subconscious mind. Yes, you actually have the power within you. How do I know this? Not only my own healing journey, recovery journey from anxiety, but supporting many clients and souls through healing anxiety, recovering from anxiety naturally. And what I've noticed is 5 common roots of anxiety, because you better believe there are roots. There are reasons for that dysregulated nervous system, for the anxious looping thoughts, for feeling like I have to constantly be doing, from worrying about, did I say the wrong thing in that social setting and oh, I can't go out and do that. Right? I don't need to go over the 100 ways that anxiety shows up in your personal life, in your relationships, in work. You're already experiencing that. But what are the common roots, the patterns of anxiety? This is what shows up in almost all of my client sessions. So I'm going to share it with you, because when you can start to tune in like, oh, like that actually does feel what is going on within me, that awareness will already start to shift anxiety, and you'll start to get instant anxiety relief, because awareness is the first key and the first step to change. So my intention in this video is for you to gain that awareness so you can start feeling that anxiety relief and start to shift this in your body, your nervous system, and your energy. Let's get to it. The most common roots of anxiety, and these all come up subconsciously when we do clinical hypnotherapy. You might intellectually have an idea of where the anxiety is rooted and stemmed from if you already understand and know there are roots and stems for anxiety, but that is just consciously understanding them. You need to subconsciously get to the root and shift the root, and you'd be surprised sometimes actually what the root is, what significant events, what things were said to you that actually fuel the anxiety that you're experiencing today. The number one belief that fuels anxiety, don't go ahead here my friends, is I'm not enough. I'm not enough and I'm not worthy. I'm not good enough, I'm not worthy enough, I'm not deserving enough, I'm not smart enough, I'm not successful enough, I'm not intelligent enough. I'm just me as a person, not enough. And consciously, you wouldn't want to think that or believe that, but subconsciously, and actually like just feel into that. Are there any parts of you that doesn't believe you're good enough for the career you want, for the love you want, for the friendships you desire, for your parents? And do you think that feeling, believing I'm not good enough is going to make you feel great or make you feel anxious? We all know that's going to make us feel anxious. Anxious because I can't ask for that job promotion because subconsciously I'm not good enough. And this can show up as procrastination, lack of motivation, inaction, right? This shows up consciously, self-sabotage, because you have this belief subconsciously that I'm not enough. And it's probably pretty conscious actually, because if you look into anything you never did do, any conversation you didn't have, it's really rooted in I'm not good enough, I'm not enough. Okay, number 2, needs not met as a child. When you are a child, you have a need to feel and be loved, validated, seen, heard, feel safe, and belong, all right? Now our parents, our caregivers, were doing the best that they can at the moment in time that they could. So we're not gonna get angry and mad at them. Obviously, let your emotions come up with the childhood you did have, not saying not to do that. Feel your feels, emotional intelligence, but we need to take responsibility. The ability to respond, take responsibility for how our internal world is right now. Maybe send them the bill for therapy. I joked about that to my parents. I'm like, but here we are. We can have some lightness and some humor in this. If your needs weren't met as a child and you didn't feel safe and you didn't feel like you belonged and you didn't have the validation and the love that a child needs, of course, they're going to feel anxious, right? Like a child thinks something is wrong with them. They don't think it's the adult, the caregiver, or the other person. A child's mind does not go there. The child's mind goes, okay, something's wrong with me. what's wrong with me? So if a child's not being loved, seen, heard, feel like they're safe and belong, well, if you're not feeling safe, you're gonna have a dysregulated nervous system. And if this is established in childhood, what do you think is going to carry forward with you? You only know not feeling safe, not belonging. That's what your nervous system, your mind knows. So that's what is subconsciously created in your mind, in your subconscious programming. So you continue to carry this into adulthood because of what happened in childhood. And you might consciously be like, well, I had a pretty good childhood. And I have clients who come to me and they say that, and then we do clinical hypnotherapy. We go back to the root. Their mind shows them the scenes and the memories of the root of anxiety, and it's when their parents said or didn't say, did or didn't do this very thing, and then after they're like, oh, I didn't understand that. As a child's mind, that I took that as I'm not lovable, I'm not seen, I'm not heard, I don't feel safe, I don't feel like I belong, right? And there's families where you grow up and you really don't feel like you belong. That's gonna create anxiety. That is a root of anxiety. So just try that on, just feel into that. Again, gain the awareness. The third one, what is the secondary benefit of anxiety? The subconscious strategy. So this one, you have to be really honest with yourself for this to shift. How is anxiety benefiting you? And that might seem odd and weird to be like, well, it's not benefiting me. It's ruining my life, affecting all my relationships and my work. But does anxiety give you the voice that you don't have to say no? To say, I don't want to go there, do that, but I have anxiety. I have social anxiety, so I can't go. And it gives you the excuse. Does it make you feel validated, loved? So when you have anxiety, someone is there and they're showing you that love and they're validating you and they're there for you, they see you, they hear you. Your childhood solutions can become your adulthood problems. As a childhood solution to feel the love, belonging, seen and heard, if I'm anxious, then I'm getting that attention and that love. Okay, it's just being really, really honest to yourself. My secondary benefit of anxiety was high functioning anxiety. Anxiety pushed me, kept me going, hustling, grinding, not needing to sleep, always needing to be performing and acting and doing. So I loved my anxiety because I was in this hustle mentality of more, do, work. So anxiety like pushed me to do that. And that was benefiting me. At the time, I thought, okay? So then anxiety really becomes almost like a subconscious strategy to get needs met, and for me, was to do more, right? Until I reframe that, release that, and been like, actually, that is not the way, and I don't need to burn out and always be tired and exhausted and fatigued. That is not the way. And then the fifth one, limiting beliefs and fears. Always. It always shows up in client sessions, the limiting beliefs and fears. Fear of judgment, right? That creates a lot of anxiety, anxious thoughts, anxious feelings in the body, limiting beliefs around yourself, limiting beliefs around what's available to you. If you believe, have this subconscious limiting belief that you want the money, the success, the career, the love, isn't available to you subconsciously, again, consciously you desire it and want it, but if you have a subconscious limiting belief to that, do you think your body is going to feel anxious and you're going to have these worries and these doubts? Those are coming from limiting beliefs. Okay, so now you know some of the most common roots of anxiety. How can you start to heal anxiety, get that instant relief from anxiety? Well, first of all, you have the awareness. You're starting to get the awareness. That is huge. But what is important to do is reprogram the subconscious mind, because this is like all subconscious. And to retrain your nervous system and your emotional home. So Dr. Joe Dispenza talks a lot about your emotional home. Your emotional home is anxiety, and he talks about it in the way that you're addicted to your emotions because it's familiar. Anxiety is now familiar, but the beautiful thing is you can make anything that is familiar, anxiety, unfamiliar by reprogramming your subconscious mind of these limiting beliefs. Oh, I missed one. Learned behavior. So sorry. Let's go back to that. Learned behavior. So this is where people and why people think that anxiety runs in the family, because actually their mothers or their fathers or their grandmothers were anxious. So when you're young and your mind is just forming, you're just a little subconscious mind. So everything you're intaking is what's programming, conditioning, and molding your mind. So if you're seeing your mom, your dad, your caregivers always responding in an anxious way, you're going to pick up, and that's how I react and respond to the world as well. I need to feel anxious when I'm driving the car. I need to feel anxious about work. I need to feel anxious around money, because that is what you were taught. It was learned behavior. But you can unlearn it so that it is no longer generational. You break it and stop it. You're the chosen one. Yay! Okay, back to the reprogramming your subconscious. When you get to the root of anxiety, now the awareness, you interrupt, you reframe, you release, and you now install new subconscious empowering beliefs, not limiting beliefs. And because your mind and your body are connected, you absolutely can retrain your nervous system. Absolutely. Your mind and your body, so connected. Your mind, power of your mind can tap into your body. You can command, direct, instruct what you need your body to do for you. And this is naturally healing, recovering from anxiety through your own power of your mind. You all along have had the power within. You just needed someone to show you, guide you, teach you. And I'm so thankful for my training to have allowed me to come to these powerful insights, because how empowering is it that you have all of that within you? Okay, so how do we start to subconsciously reprogram this first one? I'm not enough, I'm not worthy enough. Okay, so to clear these roots, you have to do subconscious work. You can do conscious work. It will be still effective, but do the math. Your conscious mind, you run off of about 5% of your day. This is science, this is facts. And you run off of your subconscious 95% of your day. So you really do want to do subconscious work. So I actually have a rapid transformational therapy session, clinical hypnotherapy session around this topic of I'm not enough, the root where this was established, created, and to clear it. Description, look at it below, and you can take that RTT session to reframe and release that I'm not enough, to actually believe no on every layer and level of your being and your body that you are enough, you were born enough. It is your essence, and to remember, reestablish, and reintegrate that truth, okay? Needs not being met as a child. This one, you get to do yourself. As an adult, you meet your needs. You meet your needs with a healthy sense of self. You give yourself self-love. You validate yourself. You see yourself. You create safety for yourself. And you decide you belong. You belong to this human family because you belong. You were born belonging, right? Find the people that you belong with. You are an adult now. You have to take the responsibility of meeting your own needs. So if you can gain that awareness of what needs weren't met as a child, you need to come up now with how you're gonna meet your needs of that. Okay, so we could go much more in depth on how to meet your own needs, but this is gonna be one that just allow yourself to feel into. How can I feel more self-love? Self-hugs, looking in the mirror and telling yourself you love yourself. These sound like airy-fairy, they're not. When you dedicate time to actually give yourself and meet your own needs and not keep putting it externally as a child would, you will notice a huge difference in how you feel about yourself and how your thoughts are. The secondary benefit, if you can really feel into what that is, if anxiety was helping you get out of things, if anxiety was giving you a voice, now it's time that you yourself take on what anxiety was giving you. So you use your voice, you say no, you exercise your right to say no and not let anxiety do that for you. For me and for all my other high functioning anxious people out there, to heal from this thread and root of anxiety is to really reframe doing and overworking and over pushing yourself, and clearing this hustle mentality is the only mentality, because it's not. There is enough evidence and proof in the collective that alignment with your energy with limited hours actually is limitless success. We don't need to be burning ourselves out and creating these poor physical conditions in our body because we need to hustle, hustle, hustle. And that is a limiting belief, thinking that you need to overwork, over push. That is what you need to shift. And then the final one of limiting beliefs and the fears, this one, how to consciously shift that, you're going to reframe what fears really, really mean to you. So if you have a fear of failure, you need to change your definition of failure. I actually have a wonderful YouTube video that is highlighted up here that you can click on how to shift fear, and it will support you subconsciously, energetically, physically in shifting fear. But again, it's super important to do that subconscious work to clear these limiting beliefs. It is just the most powerful, most potent way to do it. I trust the intention of this video on how to heal anxiety is starting that process for you. May you felt instant anxiety relief with the awareness brought to the the most common threads and roots of anxiety. If you found anything in this video supportive and helpful, it is supportive and helpful for me if you leave a comment, like, and subscribe to help these insights reach the souls that it's meant to, so people actually understand and know you can heal from anxiety naturally and feel that instant anxiety relief. Love to you.